Hey everyone, I wanted to share something truly horrifying that happened to me recently on my trip. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, and honestly, it's changed the way I see the world. I hope by sharing this, I can maybe help someone else avoid what I went through. So, last month I was on a business trip to New York City. My company booked me a room at this swanky hotel downtown. You know the type, all modern decor, minimalist furniture, and way too many pillows on the bed. I was supposed to be there for a week, attending some conferences and meetings. The first couple of nights were pretty uneventful. I went to my meetings, explored a bit of the city, and enjoyed the hotel's amenities. But on the third night, things started to get weird. I got back to the hotel around 8 p.m. after a long day. I was exhausted, so I decided to take a hot shower and just relax. The room had one of those fancy walk-in showers with a glass door and a rain shower head. As I was showering, I noticed something odd. There was a faint shadow moving outside the glass door. It was quick, like someone had just walked by. I figured it was just the reflection of something from outside or maybe someone in the hallway. I shrugged it off, finished my shower, and got into bed. The room had those blackout curtains, and it was pitch dark. Perfect for sleeping. But around 2 a.m., I was jolted awake by a noise. It was a faint rustling sound, like paper being crumpled. I sat up in bed, heart pounding, and tried to pinpoint where it was coming from. The sound seemed to be coming from the closet. I got up, turned on the bedside lamp, and slowly made my way to the closet. I opened the door, but there was nothing unusual inside. Just my clothes hanging neatly and my suitcase on the floor. I shook my head, thinking maybe I was just tired and hearing things. I closed the closet and went back to bed. The next morning I woke up and noticed something strange. My laptop, which I had left on the desk, was now on the floor, and the screen was cracked. I was sure I hadn't knocked it over. I called the front desk, and they sent someone up to check it out. The hotel staff were polite but didn't seem overly concerned. They offered to replace the laptop at the hotel's expense, which I appreciated, but it still left me feeling uneasy. That evening, I decided to stay in and order room service. I wasn't in the mood to explore the city anymore. I ordered dinner and was watching TV when I heard the noise again. The same rustling sound from the night before. This time it was louder and coming from the closet. I froze, listening intently. The noise stopped abruptly, and then I heard a faint, almost imperceptible click. I slowly approached the closet, my heart racing. I opened the door, and this time, I noticed that my suitcase had been moved. It was now slightly open, and some of my clothes were sticking out. I was sure I hadn't left it like that. I decided to check the security latch on the door. It was still locked from the inside, so no one could have entered the room without me knowing. The next day at breakfast, I mentioned the strange occurrences to a couple of colleagues. One of them, a guy named Mark, told me about a similar experience he had in a hotel in Chicago. He said he always carries a doorstop with him now to wedge the hotel door shut at night. I laughed it off, but that evening, I went out and bought a doorstop just in case. That night, with the doorstop in place, I felt a bit more secure. I fell asleep easily, but around 3 a.m., I woke up to the sound of the door handle jiggling. Someone was trying to get in. My heart was in my throat as I watched the handle move back and forth. Then, the noise stopped, and I heard footsteps walking away down the hall. I got up and checked the doorstop, and it was still in place. I didn't sleep much after that. The next morning, I reported the incident to the hotel management again. This time, they took it more seriously. They reviewed the security footage from the hallway and discovered something chilling. The footage showed a man in a hotel uniform walking down the hall and stopping at my door. He stood there for a few minutes, then tried the handle. When he couldn't get in, he walked away. The hotel management was horrified. They had no record of this man working for them. They called the police and launched an investigation. It turns out that the man had been posing as hotel staff to gain access to rooms. He had been slipping into rooms while guests were out and rifling through their belongings, sometimes even hiding in the rooms while guests were inside. The police eventually caught him, and he was arrested. Thinking back on it now, It terrifies me to think what could have happened if I hadn't used that doorstop or if I had confronted him directly. I was lucky that nothing worse happened, but the whole experience left me shaken.